Yes, good morning children. Last time we were discussing reaction of metals with water. Once we will revise and then continue. Okay, what we did, what we discussed, what I told that take water in a trough and add a very small grain sized sodium into it. Okay, that time sodium it reacts with water vigorously to form sodium hydroxide, liberating hydrogen gas. Okay. Similarly, if you add a small grain sized potassium into water in a beaker, potassium it reacts with water vigorously to form potassium hydroxide, liberating hydrogen. This is what is about. Both you should know chemical word equation as well as chemical equation. Now next we will come to reaction of non-metals with air. Do non-metals only few non-metals react with oxygen of air. Okay, which is a reactive non-metal means it is phosphorus. Okay, name a non-metal which is very reactive means it is phosphorus. This phosphorus it is very reactive non-metal. Okay, if exposed to air, this phosphorus it reacts with oxygen of air and may catch fire. Did you people understand this? This phosphorus it reacts with the oxygen of air and may catch fire. Okay. Therefore, this phosphorus it is always stored in water. This phosphorus it is stored in water. If it is stored in water, phosphorus will not come in contact with oxygen of air, hence will not catch fire. Did you people understand this? Now next, let us come to, before coming to reaction of metals with acids, let us learn what are dilute acids. It's not there in your textbook. You take down this. Okay, what are dilute acids and what are concentrated acids? Okay, listen here. If a small amount of acid is dissolved in large amount of water, okay, we obtain dilute acids. If a small amount of acid is dissolved in large amount of water, we obtain dilute acids. Okay, these suppose if dilute acid falls on our hand, okay, it will not cause any burns. Okay, dilute acids fall on our hands, it will not cause any burns. Okay, what are concentrated acids? Large amount of acid okay, large amount of acid in small amount of water, okay, we call as concentrated acids. Understood? Large amount of acid, okay, in small amount of water, okay, we call as concentrated acids. These cause, suppose if the concentrated acid falls on our hand, it causes burns. Did you people understand this? So whenever we are performing experiments, we should be careful with concentrated acids. Did you people understand this? So what are dilute acids? Small amount of acid dissolved in large amount of water. We obtain dilute acids. Concentrated acids, large amount of acid in small amount of water. We call as concentrated acids. Now next coming to reaction with acids. Zinc, it reacts with, what is this HCl? Hydrochloric acid. Okay, dilute, we write DIL down below the acid. Understood? Okay, zinc reacts with dilute hydrochloric acid to form, what is this? Zinc chloride. Okay, liberating hydrogen gas. Understood? Only for this I will write the word equation. Zinc reacts with dilute hydrochloric acid to form zinc chloride, liberating hydrogen gas. Understood this? Do people understand this? If others, I'll write like that only. You only people try to say what is the product. Can you guess the product? Mg, yes, ZnCl2 here. MgCl2. What it is? Magnesium chloride. Isn't it? Magnesium reacts with dilute hydrochloric acid, okay, to form magnesium chloride, liberating hydrogen gas. Magnesium, it reacts with dilute hydrochloric acid to form magnesium chloride, liberating hydrogen gas. Zinc reacts with, what is H2SO4? Sulfuric acid. Zinc reacts with dilute sulfuric acid to form zinc sulfate, liberating hydrogen gas. Okay, zinc reacts with dilute sulfuric acid to form zinc sulfate, liberating hydrogen gas. Should copy down these reactions. These reactions are not there in your textbook. Magnesium, it reacts with, can you guess the products now? You saw this, no? By seeing this, MgSO4. MgSO4. Liberating hydrogen. Magnesium reacts with dilute sulfuric acid for magnesium sulfate, liberating hydrogen. Similarly, iron, it reacts with dilute sulfuric acid to form iron sulfate, liberating hydrogen gas. Did you people understand this? Once again, we revise. These are reaction of metals with acids. Okay, reaction. Zinc reacts with dilute hydrochloric acid to form zinc chloride, liberating hydrogen gas. Okay, then magnesium reacts with dilute hydrochloric acid to form magnesium chloride, liberating hydrogen gas. Zinc reacts with dilute sulfuric acid to form zinc sulfate, liberating hydrogen gas. Magnesium reacts with dilute sulfuric acid to form magnesium sulfate, liberating hydrogen gas. Iron reacts with dilute sulfuric acid to form iron sulfate, liberating hydrogen gas. Now, I want to see this. What you are going to do is, you are going to take magnesium strip, okay, in a test tube. Okay, you are going to take magnesium strip in a okay, I will tell you this next class. Okay, next we will come to displacement reactions. I will tell that in the next class. Okay, don't worry. Now, yes, what you are going to say, I didn't get the blue chalk here. What you are going to do is take water in a beaker and add few crystals of copper sulfate to it. Okay, what is color of copper sulfate? Blue. The color of copper sulfate is blue. Okay, if you dissolve, so the copper sulfate dissolves in water to form copper sulfate solution. Okay, so this is your copper sulfate solution. What you are going to do? You are going to take water in a beaker and add few crystals of copper sulfate into it. This copper sulfate dissolves in water to form copper sulfate solution. Okay, now you will add a fresh iron nail into it. Okay, then now you will add a fresh iron nail into it. leave it for some time. Okay, for half an hour. Leave it undisturbed for half an hour. Now later what do you find? I have drawn the diagram here. Can you see the here? What can you observe here? The blue color of copper sulfate has changed into green color. Okay, here the copper sulfate solution, which was blue in color, okay, after half an hour it has turned into green, isn't it? Then the iron nail, okay, there is a reddish brown coating over the iron nail. You can see the reddish brown coating on the iron nail. Okay, so once again I'll repeat what you will do. You'll take water in a beaker and add a few crystals of copper sulfate to it. Copper sulfate dissolves in water to give blue color copper sulfate solution. Okay, now drop a fresh iron nail into it. Okay, leave it for half an hour. What you will observe, the blue color of copper sulfate has now turned green. Okay, and there is a reddish brown coating over the iron nail. Got it? Now, why? Can you tell me? People had this last year actually. Okay, I remember that. Here, what is happening? Iron is reacting with copper sulfate solution. Iron reacts with copper sulfate solution, okay, to form iron sulfate, which is green in color. Okay, what has happened? Iron reacts with copper sulfate to give ferrous sulfate and copper. Iron reacts with copper sulfate to give iron sulfate and copper. Okay, so when iron reacts with copper sulfate, okay, that green color is due to formation of ferrous sulfate. Did you people understand this? Okay, the green color is due to the formation of ferrous sulfate. And what is the reddish brown deposit over the iron nail? It is nothing but the reddish brown coating is nothing but copper over the iron nail. The reddish brown deposit is nothing but copper over the iron nail. Did you people understand this? Once again I am repeating. The iron, it reacts with copper sulfate solution, okay, to form iron sulfate and copper. Okay, the green color is due to the formation of ferrous sulfate. Okay, and the reddish brown coating is nothing but on the iron nail is nothing but for formation of copper on the iron nail. Did you people understand? Now let us see how the reaction takes place. Here, iron is more reactive. Iron is more reactive than copper. Iron is more reactive than copper. Iron is more reactive than copper. Okay, hence what this iron will do? Iron will take the place of copper. Iron will take the place of copper, removing copper from copper sulfate solution. Okay, iron is more reactive than copper, hence takes the place of copper, removing copper from copper sulfate solution. Did you people understand this? Therefore, iron reacts with copper sulfate to form ferrous sulfate and copper. Okay, so such reactions we call them as displacement reactions. Displacement reactions. I'll write down here. Displacement reactions. Okay. Here iron is more reactive than copper. Okay. Hence this iron displaces copper from copper sulfate solution. Okay. So such reactions we call them as displacement reactions. Okay, that is more reactive element. Okay, will displace a less reactive element from its solution. Okay, more reactive element displaces less reactive element from its solution. Okay, such reactions we call them as displacement reactions. Next, other example we take. Can you guess the products now? Zinc, it is more reactive than copper. Zinc is more reactive than copper. Zinc is more reactive than copper, isn't it? Hence, displaces copper from copper sulfate solution. Okay, so what zinc? So since zinc is more reactive than copper, zinc will take the place of copper. Since zinc is more reactive than copper, zinc takes the place of copper. So where copper is, there you write zinc. Zn(SO4) plus copper is removed, Cu. Right? Did you people understand? Okay, zinc. Since zinc is more reactive than copper, zinc will take the place of copper. So Zn(SO4). Removing copper from copper sulfate solution. So here zinc is more reactive than copper, isn't it? Hence zinc takes the place of copper, removing copper from copper sulfate solution. That is, zinc displaces copper from copper sulfate solution, isn't it? Okay, so even this is a example of displacement reaction. Did you people understand this? Here also zinc, it is grey in color. Copper sulfate, blue. Zinc sulfate is colorless. Copper is reddish brown. Did you people understand this? Okay, zinc, it reacts with copper sulfate to form zinc sulfate and copper. Okay. So such reactions in which a more reactive element displaces less reactive element from its solution is called as displacement reaction. Okay, once again, a reaction in which more reactive element displaces less reactive element from its solution is called as displacement reaction. A reaction in which more reactive element displaces less reactive element from its solution is called as displacement reaction. Did you people understand this? This is a reaction in which more reactive element displaces less reactive element from its solution is called as displacement reaction. Okay. This completes the chapter. I am supposed to say that one test for hydrogen gas, that it burns with a pop sound, that when I will discuss with you when before I start the next class. That's what is for today. And you people go through the reactions. Okay, practice them, because these reactions, whatever I have written, are there for your test or exam. That's what is for today. Thank you.